as a born-again believer, Fellows of Christ has just really been sending some really great ministers here that teach very well. And it was something that I needed in my life.
I've learned a lot, but I had a hard time sticking with it. You know, things got in the way, problems got in the way, booze got in the way, but I keep grabbing the grace.
And I've always thought it's fascinating that as we draw closer to Christ, we all become more Christ-like, but we also become more originally who God intended us to be, which oftentimes makes us look quite different from one another, even though our convictions and approach to Christ is very advanced or mature, if you will.
So I noticed that it's a real, there's a lot of camaraderie here. There's a lot of just fellowship, and they do a really good job of welcoming you in, opening up to if you have any issues, making you feel comfortable, and just staying together even outside of the services on the prison yard. As you know, it's prison, and so sometimes it can be a place of negativity and a place of violence, and just a difficult place to be sometimes. And so it's nice to have brothers who are always here to uplift you and make sure you're doing okay.
Bible says, he'll never leave us nor forsake us. And you can see that through your brothers. You know what I mean? Knowing that God has sent your brothers to be walking along with you. You know, when you talk about Christ walking along with you, you know what I mean? You have your brothers that have Christ within them walking beside you as well. So, being able to see that is just a blessing in and of itself.
Some of these guys are laser-like, it's real important to them too. They wouldn't have it any other way. And from wherever they came from, and the misery that they left behind, they're just thankful and grateful for the Lord calling them out of it.
A big part of us following Christ is following Christ together. And so I'm really grateful for the community that's involved here at NSP and the community that has presented itself really at every stage of my incarceration, whether in county or on out. And not just the community within this facility, but also the community outside where my family is continuing to grow in their faith as well. And
when you have people coming in, you just wonder, what are the real motives? Are they genuine? Do they care, honestly care? And I noticed that, especially with, Pastor Rob, the communion part for me, I've never done that. I have never done those things before, and so I got a better understanding of what that is and how to get your heart right before it and how to just understand what you're doing. And it's a constant reminder for me that I've been forgiven, that my sins have been wiped clean, and that was been one of the biggest parts because I often struggle with forgiving myself. And so when we have those services and have community, it just reminds me every month that, hey, you've been forgiven. The blood has been shed for you. It's okay, to forgive yourself. I hold on to a lot of the things I've done in the past, and it hurts sometimes. And so just understanding that has already happened for me.
It's more of understanding how to live, understanding how to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I think, learning that in prison, will be able to teach you when you do get out of prison, this is how your mindset got to be. This is how you got to walk, even when the struggles and even when the hard times come, because life is not easy and uncertainty is always prevalent. But understanding that Christ is your foundation, you'll always be able to build on something greater than just yourself.
Your strength did found me and my weakest. Your grace poured out in my despair. When I feel lifeless, tired, burned out and defeated, your perfect love will find me there.